Hi, welcome to the third episode of the Hannah G Knits video podcast. Thank you for watching. Hi, welcome back to my video podcast. I'm so glad you're watching the third episode. I just want to thank you guys for being so kind and commenting and being so welcoming to me, to the YouTube knitting community. I have just felt really grateful that I was able to do this and to join so many kind knitters in this community. So a little overview of what I'm going to talk about today. I have a few finished objects, a few works in progress. I don't have any acquisitions, so I brought my yarn label little Tupperware Sterilite containers, so I will be exposing that. If you watched the last episode, I talked about how I have kept almost all of my yarn labels ever that I've used in the last maybe 3 or 4 years, maybe just 3 years. So I have that, but I'll do that at the end in the place of acquisitions. Yeah, so we'll jump in. Oh, what I'm wearing. I am wearing my newly finished Camisole number 4, maybe. I just woven the ends today, and I had never woven the ends with duplicate stitch, but I did that, and I don't think you can tell at all. They're like right in the front. Yeah, so I'm wearing it with a t-shirt because it's really cold today. Not like really cold, but it's colder than it has been. It was surprisingly chilly this morning, so I put it on with this. I think I need like a linen button down or something like that. I think that'd be really cute, but I like wearing it like this so far. This first one I shared before as a work in progress, but now it's finished. This is a sweater for my son, Ollie, and it's a design of my own, and I just put out the test call yesterday or a few days ago, depending on when you're watching, and I believe it might be full. It filled up surprisingly quickly. Usually it takes like a week for me to get all the sizes, but I believe I have everybody that I'll need. So it uses Purl Soho Good Wool, which is one of my favorites. And this is it wound up. So I used like one and then a little bit more for this size. This is 18 months. And Purl Soho kindly sent me the yarn for this pattern. And they're also providing a small discount for my testers if they choose to use this yarn. So this is the first time that I've been able to share like a small amount of yarn support with my test knitters, and so that was exciting if they choose to use the yarn. But it has short rows for a little bit of shaping, so it's a crew neck, but it still has a little shaping and cute little garter stripes on the front and the back, and not on the sleeves. And I did like a folded cuff folded hem for all of these. So basically you just knit a little bit longer, and then when you're binding off, I used a 3-needle bind off. And I just really like how it looks. I'm just excited about it. I really like it. I'm excited for Ollie to wear it this fall. The color is called Apple Cider, I think. And yeah, I just can't wait for him to wear it. I'm excited for the test process. I have a great group of testers already that a lot of them I've met before, or not met, but like talked to on Instagram before. And that's probably the best part about test knitting to me is meeting new people that are knitting for little ones like me. Yeah, so my first finished object, I really like it. I kind of want one in my size. Just like a classic cozy sweatshirty kind of feel. Hopefully Ollie will like it too. I think he will. But yeah, hopefully he'll want to wear it. Okay, my second finished object, I have This is my Snowy Forest. I can't tell if that worked. This is my Snowy Forest, and I finished it for the Knit Diverse Knit Along. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. The pattern is so beautiful. Not like it was my skill or anything, but it was just, the pattern is just incredible. It has a lot of sizes. So I mentioned on my Instagram, I knit the size 3, and a few people messaged me like, maybe I didn't understand how big you are because the size 3 sounds kind of like bigger than what I expect you to knit. You're not wrong. I am a small person. I'm only 5 feet and 1 inch. So yes, it would be surprising to hear that I knit like a size 3, but I really appreciated this pattern. It started off at like extra small, maybe 3XS or 2XS. I can't remember, but it's on the website. They have so many sizes. So I believe I only knit a small or an extra small, but it was the 3rd size. So just to clear up that confusion, sorry about that. But yes, I loved how the pattern is written. It's beautiful. Like I said, I finished this for my Knit Diverse Knit Along entry, and that's run by Aimee Sher. So I had cast this on forever ago, and I didn't finish it because it's really heavy. I think it's worsted weight, and it's knit on like size 9 maybe needles. I can't remember, but it's in the pattern, obviously. And so by the time I had started it, I knew I wouldn't be able to finish it before it got too hot, so I was discouraged and sad, and I put it away. But my sister kept asking me like, did you finish that sweater? Did you ever finish that sweater? And so I finally picked it back up and finished it, and it's perfect because you can enter like unfinished objects into the knit along, which is awesome. Yeah, so I use Lion brand Fisherman's Wool that my mom picked up at her favorite thrift store. And so that's kind of fun too, because not only was the yarn, well, it was free to me because she gave it to me, but also it was really inexpensive because it was secondhand. And then also she saw it and got it for me, and I love that. So now when I will wear this, I will think about her and how she's always thinking about me and finding stuff for me. So that's really sweet. I had some of the yarn left over, so I passed it on to my sister, so maybe she'll make one as well. I don't know. So yeah, I'm excited for like December when I'll be able to wear it. Yeah, it's really beautiful. I like how it fits too. A lot of people have mentioned like the like it's really deep right here and it might hang low, and it does a little bit, but I don't mind it. I like how it fits, so I think it'll be great for the winter. Yeah, so my Snowy Forest, can you tell that I'm obsessed with it? I just wish I could wear it, but it's okay. That's all my finished objects, just those 2. So I wanted to move on to my From the Archives segment. You guys have been so kind about that. I would have never thought that you might be interested in my older projects, but I am so glad I get to share them with you because I do have a lot of older projects, and so I want to share them. I want them to get love because I love them, and a lot of them are patterns I would still say, you know, you should knit them or try them out. So my From the Archives today is my Sawyer Pullover by Sari Nordlund. And I knit it in Good Wool by Purl Soho, which is the same yarn I used for Ollie's design. Yeah, I really like the yarn, if you can't tell. But this is my Sawyer Pullover. So I actually test knit this before the design came out. So it was part of the testing team or whatever. And it was the first time that I had knit a cabled sweater. So I think I was feeling quite ambitious. I'm not sure really why I chose to do like a sport weight all over cabled, extremely intricate pattern. At least for me, it felt like it was, but it was incredible. I learned so much. There's definitely some mistakes, I believe, I forgot to cut this end off. But yeah, I learned so much. The thing that was really interesting to me was it was the first time I had used charts, but also the charts were, is it asynchronous maybe? Like one cable chart would finish, but the next cable would keep going. And so you had to know like, okay, every 10 rows, I start this chart over, but every 20 rows, I start this one over. That was new to me. So props to everyone who does that all the time. That was amazing to learn. But my husband was so kind and bought me like a row counter, like little row counters. And so I used those because there was like a lot of different cables. So yes, if you're looking for a challenge and to kind of like grow your knitting experience really quickly, this is a great way. It has bobbles and cables and like knitting through the back. What else? Moss stitch. It has this beautiful folded collar. I love it. This is probably my most worn sweater. If you see me like in person anytime between like October and March, I'll probably have it on like every week. So I think I knit it 2 years ago maybe. And I finished it up like a few days before my maternity pictures with my son. So I actually wore it because I had no idea what to wear. And so I wore the sweater and it was awesome to have it in the pictures and to have the memories of it, of that season of life and, you know, what I was up to then, which was basically nothing because it was during the start of the pandemic. But yeah, I just love it. I think it's a classic fit. It's a unisex fit, I believe. And there's also a miniature one. So if you're interested, you can make one to match your child, your child, or your partner, your child, whatever. I think that's so fun. Anyway, just a side note, I don't think I'm at the gauge for this, but I love it. I think maybe I'll let Ollie wear it when he's like 10 because he's gonna be the same size as me then. But I think it would be cute to see him wear this. So that's my From the Archives. One of my favorites. Okay, let's see what else. Works in progress. Okay, this is a hybrid between a work in progress and a finished object. This is, now I can't remember the name. Hibernation House Slipper by Larkspur Knits. Lindsay, I believe, of Larkspur Knits. And wow, it's beautiful. It's not for me. I really wish it was. These are my May socks, so I just have like a week left to finish it. But these are also a gift. And wow, I just can't stop touching them. I used Woolberry Fiber Co. for both the Sari and the main color. It's the recommended yarn. So this is Berry Cashmere. I believe it's in Pink Canyon. That's what Bethany said because I couldn't remember. But this was gifted to me during a winter sock swap. And it was so kind. So I loved it. And it's like such a treat to work with. It's so beautiful. I've never used cashmere before. It has some in it. And I think I have the label. Let me see. Nope, I don't have the label, but I have the yarn. So I have this much left after one sock. I know it'll be enough, but it just makes me nervous looking at it because usually I have a lot more left when I knit socks for myself. But these are for my mom for her birthday, which is in 2 weeks, I believe. And she already saw them and I was like, she's like, oh, those are so beautiful. I love them. Wow, those are so pretty. And so I was like, oh, they're for you, for your birthday. I was just too excited. So when she saw them, I had to tell her. So she knows, but yes, beautiful. The second color, the Sari, is this. Can you see how beautiful it is? Oh my gosh, I don't know if you can see it. that well. I have had a few notes on my lighting because I'm sitting in front of a window, but this is October by Woolberry Fiber Co. I can't tell if it's gonna focus, but I think this might be the most beautiful thing ever. Let me see if I can fix the lighting. That might be better, I can't tell. But this might be the most beautiful yarn, or I think it's the most beautiful yarn that I've ever used. First of all, it's so soft. Sari, wow, I am converted to this. I love it already. And this is the first time I've used it, I think. Yeah, so the colorway is October, which I got from the in January or December, but it was like her favorite of the year in review collection, and gosh, it was just so pretty. Okay, maybe that's better, I can't tell. Sorry. I film at weird times because I try to film when my son is sleeping, obviously, because otherwise he would be right here with us. And then also my husband works from home, and so there's not really a quiet spot, consistently quiet spot for me to film. And then if I filmed at night, it would be so dark. So I'm sorry about the lighting. I will choose a different time to film next time. But anyway, these are a gift from my mom, and I hope they fit her. I didn't have her try them on. I blocked it, and I'm just gonna go for it. Knit the second one, and yeah, pink's her favorite color. I hope these are perfect because I think they're perfect. And I want to knit myself a pair as well. The twisted rib though is not for the faint of heart. That's a lot of twisted rib because it's folded twice. So I knit this when my husband and I drove up for a wedding. Maybe, was it last weekend? 2 weekends ago? And 2 weekends ago. And we drove it's about 2 hours away in Mount Airy, North Carolina. And I knit this on the way up. So yeah, good memories, good times. I really enjoyed making this sock. So I'm gonna make the second one. My second work in progress, it's right here. Okay, my second work in progress is another camisole by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I don't remember the number, but I'll put it in the description. So this is it so far. It looks very small and very confusing how it's gonna fit me, but I'm just trusting that it will. This is the front side, and then I'm working on the back right now. But I love how squishy it is, how soft it is. I'm using Knitting for Olive Merino, and the color is, it's not Dusty Artichoke, it's Artichoke Purple. Artichoke Purple, it was in my stash for a long time, like a year, and I only had 2 skeins, so hopefully it will be enough. But I have seen this a lot, and it's been in my queue for a long time, so yeah, finally making it. It stretches a lot. Very stretchy, so yes. I'm trying to think what else about this one. I am enjoying knitting it, but it's going really slow because it's light fingering weight, and so I think it feels a little like fiddly. I think I've heard people say like it's just taking a long time to get going. So so far I would recommend it, besides the issues with sizing. There's not a lot of sizes, but other than that, I just kind of want to like wear it and not to knit it. Is how I'm feeling right now. So yeah, that's where I'm at. These are my only 2 projects right now because I, one, have a large quantity of yarn coming to me for a sample make, and so I kind of tried to clear my needles off so that I could really focus on that and get that done by the timeline. And I don't think I'm going to share that on here, so I'll say, you know, I'm working on my sample knit, but I won't be able to show you what it is. But that will be coming. If you have questions about sample knitting, feel free to ask me or DM me on Instagram. I don't do it that much, but I think I've done maybe this is my third this year. So yeah, it's a nice way to like use your hobby to like make a little money or whatever your goal is. So I like that I get to work with designers, try out new yarns that may not be in my price point or that aren't available to me in my area. So I really enjoy it. I do like sample knitting a lot. It's a fun way to do things I wouldn't get to do. Also keep my knitting skills fresh, even if I'm not buying new yarn or making something for myself. The second reason I don't have a lot of works in progress is because I felt a little bit uninspired lately. It might be because it's been almost 100 here for the last week. Today it was only like 65 degrees, but it's been really hot. So my wool things have not got a lot of love. But I did swatch this. This is Purl Soho Burnish. It's rayon from bamboo. So I've never worked with anything like this before. I did pick out this color, although it's like, I was trying to branch out, trying to get new colors, but I don't know, my parents got it for me for Christmas this year, so I've had it for like 5 or 6 months, but oh, it's so soft. It feels so good. This is a swatch for like a Cumulus tee, I believe, but I don't know if I'm gonna make that because I just made one. So if you have any suggestions for a lightweight sweater, let me know. I'm always trying to figure out what to knit in the summer because I usually just knit more wool sweaters, but this year I want to knit it and then wear it. So let me know if you have any ideas. I believe it's fingering weight potentially, but I want to use it. I just really like the swatch. It's so soft. Yeah, so all my works in progress, yes. And now for the moment you may or may not have been waiting for, but I have been excited. I'm gonna show you my yarn labels. I got so many comments from people on this. Great ways to store your yarn labels. My mom sent me this fun YouTube video. I'll link it because I don't remember who it was from, but she was talking about how she stores her yarn labels, and she actually keeps the yarn with the yarn labels and has a notebook. Very cool. It's like 10 minutes long. So if you're like me and you like to keep stuff so you can remember it for next time, that was really cool. But yeah, lots of kind comments too about what you do. Someone uses a spreadsheet for theirs. Wow, amazing. I wish like that would be so cool, and you could keep what project you made and how much you used and what year you made it. So cool. I don't think I have the patience for that, but it was really cool to hear you guys talk about your yarn labels, or you just toss them, which is fine too because they take up space and like you don't really need them, right? But yeah, let me know if you haven't what you do with your yarn labels. So I'll start with my swatches because they're just in a plastic bag. This is some of them. I couldn't find the other plastic bag. So this is my swatch pile, and basically I just have the swatches and then I attach the label with a removable stitch marker. It's not very neat, but it's nice to have them so that, you know, if I use this yarn again, I can say, okay, I knit this on, I believe it was a size 6, and I knit it for the champagne cardigan, knitting for Olive, heavy merino. So I like that. It saved me a couple times because I tend to use a lot of the same yarns because I'm a creature of habit. So it's nice to like have them like, oh, okay, here's my swatch from this project, or, you know, whatever. Ooh, and maybe I want to make like a swatch blanket one day, but I don't know. This is another knitting for Olive. It's 2 held together, so I have both the labels here. But yeah, it saved me a couple of times because I can go back through and say, oh, I don't have to swatch. That's so nice. But I should probably like stack them so they're not just, whoa, not just all falling over. But yeah, the swatches, I've only been swatching consistently for like 4 or 5 months. I know that's not good. But yeah, I haven't. I just didn't. And then I read a book about why you should swatch, and I was convinced, and now I swatch for my garments and any gifts. So definitely like sweaters, tees, camis, whatever, those things. Anything that's a gift because I want it to fit. If it's an accessory for myself, I'm not super concerned about it. But sweaters, gifts, yes, all that. Okay, so now for my actual yarn labels that I've had for a while. Okay, so I think this might be all of them. That's a lot. It's kind of busting open, but I keep something on top of it so they don't all fall out like they're doing right now. They're just everywhere. Oh, this is cool. I talked about some socks that I made a while ago, and I didn't remember the yarn, but I said it was Undercover Otter from Amsterdam that my parents picked up. And here's the label. That's so fun. I should have looked for it in here. I would have had to dump it out, but it has the colorway too, which is awesome because I didn't remember the colorway. Yeah, so just a lot of yarn labels. Yeah, like, I don't really know how to share these. Oh my gosh, there's so many. This is so fun. Some of them I like folded up really neatly and stuff. Most of them I did not. So most of them are just kind of like, the onion one, wow. In the last podcast I said I didn't have a yarn label anymore for the yarn that I pulled out of socks and then soaked and rewound, all of that. And here's the label. This is why I keep them. Oh, it has the colorway too. Wow, this is amazing. Awesome. And thank you to the person that sent me a shop where I could get this yarn from. I really like it. I was thinking I needed to like find where I could get some more and make like a sweater or something because I really like it. Okay, so this is cool. I clearly haven't looked through this in a while. I just shoved the yarn labels in. But the majority of them are like Purl Soho labels. I just keep all my labels. This is so fun though. This is Mondim, I believe is the name. I'm like a chronic collector of paper souvenirs. When I would travel as a child, instead of like buying a souvenir, I would just keep all of the receipts and like ticket stubs, napkins, things like that from the different restaurants or museums that my family would go to. I started when I was a kid, and then when I got older, it turned out to be a lot better. But I would come home and make like little scrapbooks and print out pictures and just keep the paper things in them like as the memories. So I still do that because it's cheaper than buying like a souvenir t-shirt per se. Like, you should buy them though if you want them, because I also do that sometimes. But it's fun to like have, you know, the memories in that. So this I got in Portugal in 2020, I believe, in Lisbon. We went over the New Year, and it's just fun to have the label. It was my first time visiting this shop. I had been wanting to go for so long, and so yeah, it was Rosa Pomar, I believe that's her, how you pronounce her name, her shop. And they've since moved, so now I have to go back and visit the new location. But yeah, just like memories, just fun. Yeah, some of the stuff I've used for designs is in here. Oh, a sticker. How fun. That's kind of cool. Linen quill worsted. I used this to make my mom a sweater. It was like the first time I gifted somebody a knit. I know, a whole sweater. Yeah, so this is just fun. I don't really know what I said I was gonna do with them. Worsted twist. I don't know why I'm showing you the label. I think it's backwards. But my dad got this for me from the Purl Soho flagship store, like a few days before it closed down, before the pandemic started. He was traveling for work, And so he like took himself to Purl Soho and very kindly picked up a sweater's quantity of this for me. And it was so kind and generous of him. And I did knit a sweater from it and a slip over because I was like, I gotta make it into a lot of things. So I have great memories of that. And yeah, Luma from the Fiber Co. I made a hat for Ollie out of this before he was born. And it was huge because he was so tiny when he was born. He was not premature, he was just really, really small, like, and just so small and tiny. So his little hat I made was really big, but it was good memories. Yeah. Okay, this is a reason to keep your yarn labels. Walk down memory lane with your knitting. But, oh yeah, this is a, I ordered a kit from Camilla Vad. Not sure how to pronounce. I'm so sorry if I did that wrong. But yeah, I ordered this kit to make my first colorwork project, and it was the Moonweight Cowl by Andrea Mowry. That's the only pattern I've ever knit from her, but I loved it so much. It was my first colorwork project, and I highly recommend it. I splurged on the kit because I wanted the original colorway because I loved it so much, and I love that cowl. I wear it all the time in the winter. It's so warm and rustic, and I just love it. What else do we have in here? Also, some of the art on these labels, like, so cool, right? Yeah, this is so fun. The Scout, this is my classic yarn. Yeah, lots of just memories in here. I wish I could show you. This is like where I'm going through right now. There's a bunch on the ground. Oh wow, there's a lot on the ground. Let's get some of these from the ground. Okay, so this is a Woolberry label. Oh, this is the Berry Cashmere. Oh, it's the Colorway Vintage. I'll have to tell Bethany that it wasn't Pink Canyon. Wow, so funny. Okay, so let's see what else we have in here. Ooh, this is Brooklyn Tweed. Puri, maybe? I bought a lot for a test knit that ended up being canceled. And so I used it for a sweater for myself, and I love it. I have a little bit left, so I don't know what I'm going to use it for next, but maybe a hat for Ollie for the winter. It's the colorway Ginger Snap, so it's a great color. Anyway, I feel like I'm boring you guys with this. I'm gonna put these away, but I hope that if you also store your labels, that you're able to maybe spend like 5 minutes with yourself looking through them, because that was really fun, and I'll have to do that again because lots of memories in here, and maybe I should go through them. They're gonna start to take up some more space, and my space is a little limited right now, but who knows? We'll see. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them, but I enjoyed that a lot. Oh, okay, I need to stop. I'm just gonna keep looking through these after I'm done recording, but anyway. Thank you for watching my podcast. Again, I'm so glad that you're here and that you want to hear about what I'm knitting. Please leave me a comment. I love reading them and what you're up to. And if you have any ideas for my fingering weight bamboo rayon yarn, let me know. Yeah, that's all. Okay, have a great weekend, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.